This is day 2 of the Champions League quarterfinals. This time we had Barcelona versus PSG and Atletico Madrid versus Borussia Dortmund. We get the insane rematch of 5-time European titleist Barcelona and the not-so-successful PSG when it comes to winning trophies. Who can forget La Remontada back in 2017 where PSG beat Barcelona in the first leg 4-0? And then Barcelona brought them back to the new camp and beat them 6-5 on aggregate. After seeing that game, which is now 7 years ago, there was a lot of expectations and hype building around this game. PSG hosted the first leg again, where they were leading 2-1 by the 51-minute mark. Then after some tactical changes and elite substitutions, Xabi and his side were able to turn around and win the game 3-2. You can definitely feel the momentum switching as the game was progressing. Barca were leading at the half 1-0, then PSG were able to put 2 goals together in 2 minutes. A severe shift in the game. And in most games, in most competitive professional games, once the momentum shifts and you're down 2-1 in 2 minutes, most of the time the game is over and you're just going to have to hope for a better second leg. Especially for a team like Barcelona who've been pretty inconsistent this season in terms of their performances on the field, but Xabi wasn't going to let that slide. Ever since that Xabi has been announced to leave Barcelona at the end of the season, all of the young generational superstars have come together and just absolutely been performing incredibly for Barcelona. Rafinha's 2 goals for Barca were the first time he's ever scored in the Champions League, and so it was very monumental for him. Rafinha was then taken off for Ferran Torres, and De Jong was taken out for Christensen. In literally Christensen's first play of the game, he scored the winning header, assisted from Gundogan. We also got to see the return of Pedri off the bench from his long-term injury, and seeing a young 17-year-old Cubarsí keeping Mbappe in his back pocket the entire game. This is definitely a very crucial and very important win for Barcelona in this first leg at the Parc des Princes. And now they're just going to be just as motivated to go back to the Camp Nou and secure the result and hopefully secure the spot to the semifinals. Now switching sides to PSG, this was a horrible result for them. And horrible meaning that it was really inconvenient for them to lose at the Parc des Princes, knowing very well that they perform better at home than they do away. Now traveling to Catalonia after you allowed Barca to beat you 3-2 in a comeback, the Barca fans at Camp Nou are going to be hyped. PSG are in desperate need of a Champions League win, especially with Mbappe leaving for Real Madrid at the end of this summer, or at least he potentially is. Those details have yet to be confirmed, but they are continuously progressing as the days go by, at least so reported by Fabrizio Romano. Both Vitinha and Dembele had amazing games for PSG, also both scoring the goals. Dembele reuniting with his former club Barcelona and celebrating without any shame. A lot of Barca fans are really upset about that. But yeah, PS defense looked very, very shaky. Donnarumma is a very overrated goalkeeper, in my opinion. It's going to be difficult to see them get any result at the Camp Nou next week. But hey, it is definitely possible, especially when you have someone like Mbappe leading the line. He definitely can pull some Mbappe magic and pull a result for PSG. But let me know what you think. Who do you think is going to go to the next round, PSG or Barcelona? Next up is Atletico Madrid versus Borussia Dortmund. Now, this has been classic Atletico Madrid, as they always been throughout their history, especially this season. Scoring 2 goals and keeping that lead up until about the 80th minute. Despite the enthusiasm and the optimistic Atleti fans, Sebastian Haller cut the lead in half to 2-1 in the 80th minute. And Dortmund were literally on the verge of equalizing in the dying minutes of the game, where Branches hit the woodwork in the final play of the game. Atletico Madrid have been, like I said, extremely inconsistent all season long. And even lately, it hasn't really been looking too good for them. In the league, they've recently lost 3-0 to Barcelona. They barely scratched away a result against Inter Milan and lost to Cadiz 2-0. But they have players like Griezmann, Morata, De Paul, and Lino, all to lead the team. And Griezmann and Morata have both been on fire in the Champions League this season. So Madrid were able to get the 2-1 win at the Estadio Metropolitano, but let's just see what we're going to get in the second leg. And let's see how much they're going to want it this year, because I know for a fact Diego Simeone is in desperate want and need of a Champions League trophy. Now switching sides to Borussia Dortmund, it really surprised me the fact that they didn't equalize at the end there. I knew deep in my heart that Atletico Madrid were going to dominate the game and even maybe pull through with the victory, but honestly, it didn't really seem like such a convincing win. Their goalkeeper Kobel made such amazing saves, 7 in total. Players like Savic and Mancha, Chan, Adeyemi, and Matson all really didn't play that good. And it literally wasn't until the final 2 plays where they could have robbed Atletico Madrid of the win. In their last couple of games, Dortmund beat Frankfurt 3-1, defeated a poor Bayern Munich 2-0, and lost to a very informed Stuttgart 1-0. So honestly, this is probably going to be the most even game, like I've said before, of the entire competition. No one really knows who's going to go through in this game. And let's be honest, all of the games that happened in the Champions League quarterfinals so far have been pretty close. But honestly, in my opinion, Atletico Madrid versus Borussia Dortmund is the underdog game and is a real head scratcher, because performance-wise, you don't really know what to expect. So literally anything could happen. Atletico Madrid could pop off and just win 4-0, or Borussia Dortmund can absolutely dominate at home and destroy Atletico Madrid, knocking them out of the quarterfinals. quarterfinals. In my opinion, I do see Atletico Madrid going through at the end of the day if they play their game. And if they can score early at Dortmund, I think their semifinal spot will be sealed. But let me know what you think in the comments down below. And this is going to wrap up the first leg of the quarterfinals of the Champions League. All 4 of these games have been absolutely insane to watch. Let's see what next week brings. Make sure to check out yesterday's recap where I talked about Real Madrid and City and Arsenal versus Bayern Munich. I'll see you in the next video.